Another classic arcade game. Oh, it's looking good. Look what we got in this box from Tattle T. Todd Tuckey, Frank, that's you, Frank. The TNT crew, thank you so much for working on our Combo Killer Instinct 1 and 2. We appreciate all the hard work and time you put on this project. We're so excited to own this unique and beautiful game. Thank you again, John and Helen.
You're welcome.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
Well, we've already killed this one.
It just came today. You killed it already?
French roast Papaya New Guinea. But it still has such a great smell. That's dead. We almost killed this 2.5 pound bag of Colombian Supreme, which is what I am doing right now. They sent us the real beans. So we have our Mix-O-Matic here.
Best way to have it.
And look, we left these sealed to keep them right. We have Roasta Rica. We have Autumn Harvest. City Roast Costa Rican. And Vanilla Bourbon Smoked Coffee. Oh boy. I can smell it even through the foil.
Can you smell Todd's bullshit through the video?
Listen, we happen to adore coffee. And Frank, you must think something of it too, because look what Frank's beautiful wife has made for us for Halloween. It's Halloween tomorrow. Yeah. Look at these little cups. Isn't this adorable? Isn't this adorable? We left it sealed so you could see it wrapped before the boys devour it. This will be gone by tomorrow. Tomorrow is Halloween, Frank. Are we doing anything special for Halloween?
I don't know. You'll have to tell me how your Halloween was. I won't be here tomorrow.
Halloween is a work day.
I don't work Saturdays.
Actually, tonight my daughter is doing a haunted house. Maybe I'll do some footage of that later.
You live in a haunted house, don't you?
My wife watches these. You better be careful.
You're the one that haunts it. They're afraid of you. I'd be afraid of you too.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Anyway, this video is about another game. Thank you again, John and Helen.
Thank you.
We're going to bring our coffee back up again when we open it. So we haven't finished that. We're on our way to see, while you're tuning into the video, to see a wonderful Nintendo game that Mark from Canada has ordered. It is the famous Red Tent. Now, do you remember what this looked like? Actually, cleverly, I have some footage. I'll show you real quick. Okay, John. Okay. Hogan's Alley and Castlevania in the Red Tent. Yes. There we go. Nice. And we've taken off the stilts that it used to be on. Yes, this is the one from the Arnold house, the Arnold Estates. We tried to sell it as is, and nobody wanted it. So Mark says, I'll take it. And you know why he wants it? Because he is going to put it in his game room as an interesting thing in the center of the room. See, these cocktail tables are terrific. If you put them in the center, and then you have a socket in your floor. So you can put this someplace, and you can adjust the legs. They will go up a little more and down. Originally, there were two 2x4s in there. They fit perfectly in to have it up high so you could stand and play. Now you will be sitting. Now, what's interesting about the red, they call these, by the way, the Red Tents. But this was the VS system, and this went in conjunction with the full-size VS system, which is what you're watching now. That's a full-size unit. Now, the problem with the full-size units is they were so wide they would not go through a door of the local store. They were a bit too wide, so if you couldn't... I still fit through the doors of local stores. Now,
if
what
you jackhammer it 3 feet wider,
fit through the door of a local store?
I probably weigh a lot less than you do.
You creep! I'm 3
Bullshit weighs more than muscle.
pounds.
And I'm also 6'4" at 290.
Oh, I'm actually 290.
I didn't realize bullshit weighs.
And I'm almost 6'4".
Mm-hmm. You need those stilts that that game was on.
Now, Steven's almost 290.
Bench
Look what he's
290.
working on. Look. All right, we have our decals. There's a beautiful robot. It's actually almost done. A gorgeous Robotron that's going on.
Yeah, it's almost done.
Almost
Does that mean it can get
done.
loaded up in 10 minutes?
We're going to do a video on that, but it's coming along very nicely. Anyway, listen, young man. Actually, the red tents. I think one of these vending. What made this neat is the original system was a VS, where it was 2 people could be on one side, 2 people on the other, and 4 people could play one game running off of one board.
In 1 quarter?
And one. No, you had to put a quarter in for each imbecile, the person. Anyway, what makes this unique.
You're messing up my video.
Did you hear that?
No worse than what he's doing to it.
Look, one side has the board in it. A very clever system by Nintendo. They have these 2 monitors. Actually, somebody questioned the size of the screen. So we will solve it by...
No, where's your tape measure? Get out of my toolbox.
Here we are.
Same one that kept it for the last 20 years.
The same one. Okay, look. Let's look. There we go. 17-inch television. I think I said 15-inch, but obviously I was wrong.
That's a first.
17-inch televisions are in these. 13-inch are in the Cocktail Donkey Kongs. And the regular 19-inch Sanyo. Do we have one floating around here?
Yeah, there's a dozen of them up on the wall.
Yes, 19-inch. So the problem with 17-inch Sanyos is the only place apparently they used it was this machine. So if you have something go bad, or you need the tube or something, or there's burn-in, you're really screwed because you have to have a 17-inch. Consequently, you don't see these around. But the good news is we have 2 beautiful tubes for Mark. We have all new buttons on the controllers. Everything's been taken apart, repainted. This was painted that original hideous black. We have Castlevania on one side. Look over here. We have Hogan's Alley with an actual working gun. There's, I think, 5 games total. Actually, Back to the Future shows Wild Gunman as one of the games. But they made virtually none. This will put credits on the computer. So when he pushes that, he'll be able to put credits on the play. Anyway, where were we, Frank? Ah, yes, the other boards. This is the VS board. Okay? When you have just one game, you use this side of the board. When you have 2, you use both sides. The chips are interchangeable, and they both run off of processors, and then the game chip. Now, what we've done for Mark, and actually for people watching the video, we went through our whole box. We had boxes like this full of Nintendo stuff. We decided, since we have this game and we have 2 monitors, the golden opportunity to get a bunch of boards ready for Mark. He's going to be getting Super Mario Brothers, Excite Bike. That's board set 1. Okay? Board set 2. Golf. And here's a rare one, an RBI Baseball by Atari. That's a rare one. We have to put a heat sink on that. Okay. We only had one here. This is a Dr. Mario, right? Dr. Mario Brothers, and we only have one side because we're out of kits. That'll be one. Dr. Mario, a terrific, terrific game. And this board has, this is tennis. So this is a VS Tennis, where 4 people can play at the same time. And this is a baseball. Isn't that something? Great idea, right? Great idea. Now there's a little trick when you're running a gun game. To make the gun more sensitive, you have to take out a few capacitors here. And I remember the bullet, and I just don't remember which ones they were. But I wonder if the person did this one. Let's look. See, we got this game in, and it had this in it already. Okay, let's turn it off, Frank. Frank, you always always turn a game off before you unplug anything.
It's about time you start taking your own advice.
See how easy? You just unplug two. You slide out. By the way, this swings down to hold the board in, so it won't come tumbling out. I'm just curious now.
I think a couple might be missing.
Yes, look. So let's look and compare. So this is advice for you folks. Right there, does it say C61? And that one's C78. You have to have those two out of your game to make the gun more sensitive. Some of you learn something? Now, from what I understand, it does not matter. You don't have to have them in. You don't have to put them back in to put the other games back in. I remember reading the bulletin when I bought a Hogan's Alley brand new. Yes, we did have that big green thing, or the big gray thing.
Technical term.
Or this big ugly thing.
You know, I work and I slave and I slave and I work. You know what? Let me show you something. This is how the kit came. When you bought a new kit from Nintendo, get this out of the way here. You got it in this VS pack. Isn't that nice? Look at that.
So nice.
It is so nice. Kurt, do you remember what these? What are they? $495? I don't remember.
$4.99.
Something like that. Inside, with a glass. If you had the, see how the glass is cut and angled?
Wow.
This is for the cabinet, and it's real glass, not imitation.
Was real.
And you also got the manual inside this pouch that was carefully glued in. The ROM pack, which is what fit in here. I'm going to get that in on mine. That went in here like this. It's not in this particular kit. I only have a couple of these upstairs, but this will show you what it looks like. Here we are. And inside here,
Rust.
inside here, Frank, were the chips. This is baseball. These are the baseball chips and the processor. So in this case, this was a double baseball. That's the tennis. I'm not sure. We don't have any paper for that. Oh, wait a minute. Look at this. Here's an important card. I would like to receive information on new Nintendo products as they become available, service bulletins, and new VS games. I currently own a dual, a table, Unisystem single monitor, conversion kits for Miss Pac-Man. And, oh look, instead of saying MS, they said Miss Pac-Man. Isn't that clever? God. That's like saying Donkey Kong, like DK Kong or something. These are the games. We love these.
Don't forget kids go nuts for it.
Kids go nuts for Nintendo. Tuckey, TNT Amusements, where we treat you like. It's 4 letters. It starts with an S and ends with a T. And look, it's a business reply. Look, there's no postage needed. Frank, will you post this for me in the morning?
Yeah, I'll get it on that.
People are going to be raging that I destroyed 2 perfectly good cards. I could have sold that for $10 on eBay. Aren't I shitty? You weren't supposed to agree with me, Frank.
I'm not a liar.
Anyway, let's get back. You know what? I'm going to leave these on Chris's bench.
Why don't you take one of those cases, you're running through the airport with it and see how long it takes to get shot. They look like gun cases.
Yeah, I'll run through the airport and say, I've got to get on that flight.
You ain't going to be doing any running.
How about if I do this? Oh, I got to get on that flight.
That's more like it. Even that's too fast for you.
Look what's coming. Another big hurt. Anyway.
Kurt?
Anyway, let's get back to this. Did you know that Mason Owen, he loves Nintendo. He really does. He loves the VS system. He has the he does. He has the biggest collection of VS Red Tents in the world. I think he said he has 10 of them. Now, he hasn't restored them yet, but he pointed out something. It's got to be the last of their kind. I'm going to show you them now. Yes, they're a little dirty, but he hasn't gotten to them to clean them up. But look at this one. This is a Play Choice 10, a factory kit. And there was no room to put the game board inside the cabinet, so that's underneath it. They're fascinated with this bit of information, you imbeciles. Yes, they are fascinated. Now, isn't that neat? And look at this, a Neo Geo kit. Isn't that neat? That was very nice of you, Mason, to share your pictures with us. Thank you very much. So he is the record holder of VS tents. I'd like to see them all finished and lined up in somebody's game room. And if you put them in the center, you run the, as I said, run the power through the floor. Really nice. Well, Mark, your little baby is done. I think, speaking of babies, let me show you a clip. Mel Apels from the Netherlands, Holland, if any of you don't know, his little baby Jody, his little girl Jody, loves watching me on YouTube.
Todd, congratulations for your 16th birthday.
Didn't you just got a geography lesson?
Hi, Jody. These boys are being silly, aren't they, Jody? Yes. And that was really nice of you to send me that clip, Mel. Thank you very much. And we hope you keep watching. Right, Frank? And now, I want to show you the circuit boards that we are now selling as a special bonus.
Oh, goody.
Again, do you hear this? Constantly. You better not be filming my bald spot. Okay, now, here's what we got. We tested all of the boards. Look at that, a sweeping arrangement of boards. And now I'm going to tell you about them. None of them work. Some of them have kits populated on them, but the kits don't work. Okay? So we actually checked them. But we're going to sell them as a whole. And here's what we have. Maybe it's a chip, maybe it's the processor. We never went any further. Maybe it's a fuse. It could be. That is a Excite Bike. This one's Super Mario Brothers. This one's baseball left and right. So that's a full baseball board. That one is Super Mario, another Super Mario. All right, this one is cleverly marked Hogan's Island. By the way, some of them have notes. See, it says blue screen on that. This one says screen flashes. This one's a blank screen, a green screen. This one here has no picture. There's no note on this, but it doesn't work. GM. Is that Gumshoe? Gumshoe. That's a rare gun game. But one of those chips is bad. We just don't know which one. Excuse me. SL. I don't know what that is. Slalom. That's VS Slalom. Yes. These are on the wrong side. Super Mario, but I wonder why they're over here. See, they have to be on this side if there's only one. But anyway. Hogan's Alley. Tennis, left and right. Bad, no picture. Green screen on that. Are blocks. MR. Oh, here we are. Look. Mock Rider. Excuse me. Bad graphics. You know what? That's what he means by blocks. So the Mock Rider apparently powers up, but it's got bad graphics. But look, there's an extra processor. All right, here's one that says Dead, Hogan's Alley. These are ROMless. They're all unhacked, except I see that somebody's done a repair here. That looks like the only one. Anyway, here's the deal. All 20 boards shipped to United States address, $775. So that comes to, with shipping, about $37 a board. Something like that. So, how can you go wrong? If you're a Nintendo buff, maybe You can figure things out. We're not going to sit there and do it. This is all the ones we have left, all the VS boards that we found, at least, that were sorted in these boxes. These boxes of joy. Look. Oh, there's the Mach Rider top. Isn't that nice? A smashed Super Mario. Well, at least there's the heatsink for the Mach Rider. MA. Anyway. What do you think, folks?
It's a steal.
I need more coffee. Frank? Uh-oh. Still enough. No. This is just my 4th pot for the day. But now,
Falling behind.
I'm going to officially open up our Halloween celebration. Thanks to your beautiful wife. Yes. She did this. In the meantime, she has their new baby.
Yep. And taking care of the other baby.
And taking care of the other baby.
And has time to do all this.
And it's time to do all this. Of course, the Rice Krispies treat has to be the first thing. And look. Cheesecake?
It's pudding.
Pudding.
With crushed Oreos on top. So they should probably go in the fridge if you're not going to eat them all right now.
We were going to do that. We're going to tell all the boys now. I said, don't disturb anything until I film. Thank you very much for our treat. Give an extra hug for the baby. And Frank has to leave now because he's going to a Halloween costume party.
Amanda's parade.
With Amanda's parade.
First kindergarten.
Good night, folks. Good night. We're done here!